Prime Beef has South Africa's largest feedlot, reportedly slaughtering approximately 2,000 heads of cattle daily. The beef company recently reported a foot and mouth disease outbreak at one of its facilities in Heidelberg, east of Johannesburg. It says, apart from the KwaZulu-Natal outbreak back in December, this is one of the biggest knocks to the red meat industry. The Southern African Agricultural Initiative says due to this incident, red meat consumers can expect to pay more for red meat in the long run.
Currently, we know there is a very big disaster management area in the KwaZulu-Natal area, which has been there since December because of the amount of outbreaks that are reported there, almost just over 150. But the Heidelberg incident was a real knock to the system, and that is why you are seeing such urgency, is because, you know, this is a very reputable feedlot with extremely good biosecurity controls, and it also affects a lot of farmers downstream as they deliver to this facility. The biggest knock is, of course, immediately to the farmers as they are unable to deliver to this facility, and of course all our exports to China have been immediately halted. This will now cause in the very short term, increase of red meat onto the shelves, which will mean lower prices in the short term, and then in the longer term, as farmers keep their weaner calves away, because of this lack of being able to deliver and the lower prices, it will mean an increase in prices in the longer term.
The first outbreak at its facility was detected on the 30th of May this year. The company says while this is a setback to its export business, South African red meat lovers can rest assured that it will still supply the local market.
Are of secondary consideration for us. Our first priority is our own people. We first have to feed our own nation. Our own food security is more important. So yes, our own exports were cancelled immediately. The Heidelberg facility was our export registered feedlot, and that stopped immediately. But I think consumers would like to know whether they will have access to meat, access to the same quality meats, the same safety, everything. And this is where we can assure you that even though the wheels are turning a little bit slower from our other facilities at Pietermaritzburg as well as at Nigel, we will be slaughtering. We are slaughtering every day, but the volumes are less.
Cultural economists have warned that the disease presents a threat to the red meat industry due to the halt in exports.
This year, beef, performed very well. With exports for both frozen and fresh beef, getting closer to 1 billion, something that is quite big if you have to compare it to the same period, the previous year. So there's a serious, stakes around this, not only for the overall revenue that the sector does generate, but specifically for the farmers who are now have to keep their products until the disease has been contained, and then they can continue. But that has implications for their, value chain, of course, and for their primary profits.
The producers organization says while regulations and measures are put in place, some farmers don't always adhere to the rules, which leads to the spread of the disease. Nothando Makutulela, SABC News, Johannesburg.